All right, folks, here we are at the Bradenton Raceway. It is freaking hot here again. It's a July day in South Florida at the Bradenton Raceway. As you can see, I've got my CLS 550 with the Renntech ECU tune on my right, and on my left, I have a CLS 63 AMG, which a fine gentleman who is waiting in the wings right over here, Brian, why don't you come on in, has agreed to race me here at Bradenton to see what the differences are versus AMG. So Brian, tell me a little bit about your car. When did you get it? Tell me about any mods. Is it stock, or what have you done?
Well, I bought the car May 1st. Bought it from a local dealer in North Palm, and been having a good time with it. Put quite a few miles on it. Other than the K&N air filters that were put in today, she's stock.
A minor mod, mod.
And that was basically because the originals, when I pulled them out, they were pretty well packed full of leaves and kind of nasty.
Yeah, you sent me the picture on that. That was pretty ugly. Yeah, I think I'm going to put that in this video right here.
Yep. so we had that, right. And did a little bit of maintenance on her today prior to coming up here, being hot. Did an oil change, checked her over, just made sure everything was good to go.
All right, okay, well, I'm going to put the density altitude on the screen here during the race to let you know how the heat is going to impact our performance. But Brian, outside of that, is there much more to say?
Not that I can think of, other than let's race.
Let's get out on the track.
Pause and climb. You're up.
Hi, I'm Stefan, a 747 pilot here in the USA. With this channel, I'll be applying my technical knowledge to another passion of mine, automotives and the culture that surrounds it. For the next few minutes,
30,
sit down,
20,
settle in,
10,
and hang on. Our next stop is Cleveland Aeromotive.
Woo! So close.
I screwed up.
But before we get to that amazing tiebreaker between Renntech and AMG, I do have to mention that one piece of equipment I find essential to getting blisteringly fast reaction times is a pair of Grand Prix Original racing sneakers. You may have seen me wearing these in the last couple videos that I uploaded, but it's official. Grand Prix Originals USA is now the sponsor for Cleveland Aeromotive. Each pair of Grand Prix Originals is made in Europe out of soft, supple leather and brought to you here in the United States by Grand Prix Originals USA. Between their two lines of shoes, the Grand Prix sneakers and the racing sneakers with the checkered flags on the heels, they have so many amazing colors to choose from. The racing sneakers are designed for optimum communication between your feet and the pedals, and the Grand Prix sneakers are just oh so comfortable. If your whip is a Hunter Green Challenger, well then Brexit Green is for you.
Do you drive the yellow Porsche? Match high-octane yellow. Is matching your car with your shoes a little too predictable for you? Look how these antiqued Beach Club Grand Prix sneakers beautifully complement this classic Mustang Fastback. But if you're like me, I really don't care about matching my car. I just love all the colors. Naturally, they haven't forgotten about the ladies. Grand Prix Originals has an entire line of women's shoes. Also, don't forget to check out their race-inspired jackets, t-shirts, wallets, and travel gear, all finished with the same buttery leather as their shoes.
Grand Prix Originals USA, link in the description. Use coupon code AIROMOTIVE for discounts. It's the launch is he doing, I guess. He's just not getting the launch down. Well, it got dark real fast last night, and so what we decided to do is just shoot our post-race report here in the parking lot of the hotel. The next day, a lot cooler than it was last night.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it got cooler as night fell, but then of course our shooting conditions dropped. But yeah, so let's quickly go over. We had 4 races. Let's go over those 4 races real quick. Okay, so race number 1. That was I thought that was a great race. What's your thoughts on that?
That was an outstanding race. I mean,
yeah.
we left well together, and pretty much were, you know, neck and neck down the track. Little pull here on one side, little pull here on the other side, and you know,
yeah, that's like everything a good drag race is supposed to be about.
Yep.
You got ahead of me a little bit mid-track or whatever, and then I started gaining on you towards the end, but you edged me out by a nose. Our times were separated by tenths of a second. I think that first race kind of really was an excellent demonstration of what the Renntech ECU tune can do for your M278 versus your big turbos and a 5.5 liter M157. Then let's talk about race number 2. I know that I got off the line pretty good, and then what happened on your side?
Yeah, you nailed that one on the takeoff. Mine, I had it in manual mode to do the burnout, and then my mistake, didn't put it back into Sport Plus to let it do its thing. And as soon as it hit the rev limiter, I looked down and realized I was still in manual. Went into Sport Plus, and the car took off, but it was all said and done by the time that happened.
All right, and we did 2 out of 3. So on race number 3, I got off the line pretty well again. But what happened with your side?
Again, you know, we're still learning the car, only having a car since May 1st. I brought the boost level up more, trying to launch and come off the line a little harder, which would shorten my reaction time and, you know, keep it as close to an even race as possible. And it just wheel hopped off the line like crazy, so I had to let out of it.
Yeah, you know, they talk about dialing in cars all the time, but you know, people need to get dialed into their car too. So, like you said, you've only owned this car for a few months, and you know, so race number 4, I tuned it back with the handheld tuner to the stock ECU, the CLS 550 ECU, and we just did like a comparative run. And you know, again, the all-wheel traction for this was phenomenal off the line. Race number 4, commentary.
Yeah, I was trying not to have the wheel hop scenario again. As we both know, these are relatively expensive cars to fix, and breaking something, you know, on one of these was not in what I wanted to do. I let off of it a little bit on the takeoff, and it took a little bit for it to catch. Once it caught, I wound up being able to stay with you most of the way down the track. Just couldn't.
Yeah, you almost caught up at the end there, but you know, and we saw a couple of drivers blow their engines last night, just bang and fire, and then fire was out, thank God, immediately afterwards. But yeah, so you know, we hope you enjoyed this comparative analysis of a Renntech ECU tune in the same W218 or C218, depending upon how you favor to say it. Like I always say, putting safety first doesn't mean you have to have a boring drive experience.